So let's continue with the hot air balloon. So what we want to do is we want to bring in the, the the lady's face in here, so we can do a little bit of retouching and get her kind of looking at the hot air balloons. And so we need to add a little canvas over here to the right hand side. And right now we're at an 11, roughly an 11 by 8. Let's go ahead and maybe make it 13, but we want to add just to the right of it. So we're going to add some to the right. Now if we have it in the middle, if I hit OK, it's going to add a little bit to both sides. But if I go to canvas size and I aim it this way to the right, and then I put in my size here, it will only add to that side right there. I'm going to just go ahead and close my red balloon. No reason to save it. We have it here with the layer mask, and I'm going to go to the face here. So let's open up the face, and we'll go ahead and drag that to our hot air balloons document, and we'll put it here, and we'll go ahead and call this one face. The other thing, what would be smart is if you could change the name of these other balloons to their proper color. I just slid the face back by using Command Shift and the left bracket. You can do Command Shift right bracket to bring it to the front, or you can just do Command bracket to make it move up and down through the layers. So I'm going to put this one just below the balloons here, just so I could see that one balloon here. So this, instead of this one being red, it would be logical if this one was called orange, and so on. And this one purple, and you get the idea there. So now I'm going to just kind of eyeball off on these other layers, and I am going to make a selection here so I can layer mask this face here. So now I'm going to use not the quick mask, but I'm going to use the quick selection tool here, and I'm going to make my brush size a little bit bigger. And the nice thing about this tool is it sees areas of contrast and selects where it sees the beginning of the contrast. It's going to struggle a little bit with areas that blend into each other, but this looks like a pretty good selection. So now I'm going to go ahead and make my mask, and it worked out pretty nicely. I'm going to put my clouds, and you can see now it's very choppy. Okay, so we can make a nice little effect here by just double clicking on the mask itself and just feathering it a little bit here. So, and if you do it just right, it'll look like there's just a nice smooth little glow around her face. So something like that looks pretty good. We did lose her eyelashes, but that's okay. Now we want to make a clone layer. So let's take a layer here, and we're going to call this clone background. And then we're going to go to the clone stamp tool, and we're going to try to fill in this area over here with clone stamp. Make sure that you use all layers whenever you're using a clone stamp layer. Make sure you use separate layers here. You want to work non-destructively. And so now I'm going to see if I can make some of this look real over here. The trick is not to have too much repeating patterns, because then it looks very obvious. Like right there, there's a repeating pattern in the clouds. Just find a different source area and kind of fake that in here. Let's see, that looks pretty fake. Oh, that looks very fake here. And find a darker area, something like that. Okay, pretty good. This might be a little bit tricky. Find something at the horizon line here, like that. I'm going to go over here to the horizon line, paint that in. Okay, something like that. Copy some of these rocks. See if I can fill that in right here. Looks pretty good. Luckily, clouds are a little bit easier to do because their pattern is so random. And I'm going to see if I can find something over here to get. It's looking okay. And so really all you need to do is just enough so that it hides from where that face is. Down here it doesn't look so good. Let's see if we can fix that. Make sure you're on the clone layer here. I'm going to go to my stamp. The letter S will take you to that shortcut. And let me see, I'm going to find some with the rock here. Let's try this. Okay, that was a pretty good repair. Okay, so now we have that. So now we have the face in there. That looks pretty good. Let's do a little retouching on the eyes and the lips, and be a good time to save. Make sure you're saving using the naming convention. Hit OK on here. This is just telling you that it has maximum compatibility with other versions of Photoshop. And so let's work on the eye. Let's zoom in on the eye. I'm going to go to the face layer and make another layer and call this eye. Then I'm going to paint a color. I'm going to grab one of these blues from the sky, and I'm just going to paint blue right on this layer. Then I'm going to use one of these blending modes. I'm going to try overlay and see how that works. Not bad. Let me try vivid light and see. That's okay too. And then you can reduce the opacity to try to give some realism. Give it a layer mask, and you can take a very soft brush. Let's pause right here.